All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word, truth, sincerity. All right, this is the brother Tawab Bakah.
This is brother Zakar Yasharallah.
Yeah, out here in GMS, Los Angeles. I linked up today with this beautiful brother through the spirit. And we were just sitting here, chopping it up about how, hey, where all the things that we've gone through in the faith and that we're going to go through, we have no choice but to keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we were called to do the Most High's bidding. Okay, called to do the bidding of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, and the Lord is not here to cater to our emotions, and how we feel, how we think things should go. We were called to do what the Lord told us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what we go through, regardless of situations we have to face, deal with in our own life, our own walk, we're still obligated to do this work.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want the Lord when the Lord comes back, because the Lord gave a parable about that, about those, how he gave his servants different talents, different amount of talents.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be the napkin guy. Okay, we don't want to be the guy that hid his talent in a napkin.
Right.
Okay, we because that guy is going to be cast away.
Yep.
And the Lord rather you just be cold in the world than you to be lukewarm. You know what I mean? Playing around like you acting like you in the faith, but you really, your mind is in the world.
Yep.
You think you can do both. Like, no, the Lord ain't dealing with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's real. Like, even with food, like certain food you like it hot, certain food you like it cold.
Right.
Certain drinks, you like certain drinks hot, you like certain drinks cold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how the Most High is. That's how Yahweh Shem Yahushua is, man.
He said you can't serve mammon
Yep.
and the Most High. You
Yep.
can't serve trying to get riches, okay, and serve the Most High at the same time,
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what we're going to go into, man. Wherever, like the head brother Narcamp says, man, wherever, which he said he got that from Apostle Gabar, wherever is in your path becomes a part of your path.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to have the mindset to bogart through all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a test, a trial to our faith and our belief in Yahweh Shem Yahushua to see are we going to allow this, wherever that thing is, to deter our faith? Is this going to be able to throw us off our journey? Is this going to stop us? Is this block strong enough to stop us from continuing to move forward?
Right.
That's why when you read Romans, the 8th chapter, when you get down to the last few verses, Apostle Paul speaks about that. He said, what shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man? Okay, is it going to be persecution? Is it going to be famine? Is it going to be nakedness, sword? Anything that we view as an obstacle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the answer should be no. But
nothing.
That's up to the Lord. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because that's why we got to be fearful and we got to be humble, because none of us has received a crown from Yahweh Shai. We haven't been approved yet by the Lord.
Right.
We've been called, but we haven't been chosen.
Yep.
And we're in the process of that. And we hope
the ones that's gonna be saved is the one who endure until the end.
That's right.
And we're not at the end yet.
That's right. That's right. And the Lord has deemed us worthy to be saved. So we're gonna go right into that, man.
Right.
The Lord will just be edifying to you sincere brothers as well as you few sincere sisters out there.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna read that Matthew. Okay, this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Right, and that straight gate is the point of difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a difficult thing, you know, to be the only ones out here speaking the truth when this world is made up of lies.
Right.
And you know, and what's the scripture say? In the word of truth, what would I say? When you speak the truth,
you become a prey.
Yeah, you become a prey.
Mm-hmm. When you depart from evil, you become he that depart from evil become of a prey.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like truth is not the thing to be spoken these days. It's the lies.
Right.
They hold up lies, you know, other than truth.
Right.
You know, you can do anything wicked, okay, and it'll be held like it's his righteousness.
Right.
But when you come with righteousness, it's going to be held as his wickedness, you know.
Right.
Because of the temperament of this world that we're living in, that's ran by Esau, Edom,
right,
and the wicked, which is really Satan, running this world. The Most High gave this world to Satan, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the other scripture too, where it says, "Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth?"
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, you know, because like the brother said, a lot of people have been conditioned to believing in all these lies out here. So when they hear the truth, it's foreign to them. You know what I'm saying? And we was talking about how, like, before we came into the truth, and like our diet, right? A lot of shit we used to eat, we can't eat that shit no more like that. You know what I mean? But it took us a while to wean ourselves off that shit because that's all we knew before we came into the truth. You know, I didn't know shit about a Mediterranean diet before I came into the truth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't learn that. Majority of things I know now, I learned in the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same process, you know?
Right.
Like people in the world, you know, like when they hear how we, how we keep the dietary law and how we live our life, it's totally opposite.
Totally opposite. This truth is a measuring stick.
Yeah.
Okay. Is a measuring stick of how to live righteous.
Right.
To do the right thing. That's what righteousness is. It's just simply doing the right things other than the wrong thing.
Right.
You know, and this truth puts you on that path. Okay. And when you first get into the truth, yeah, you're going to stumble and fall sometimes because, like the brother just said, we're used to, you know, to eating all these different foods and all that kind of madness, you know. But the fact of the matter is that those things are not the things that the Lord intended for us. He gave us a dietary law. He gave us a social law.
Right.
And how to be moral.
Yeah.
You know? And we have to take those things and consider those things and adjust to those things.
Right.
To make our life better.
Right.
You know, and that's what the people in the world, they can't get. You know, when they see you different now, they be like, you on the high horse now, huh?
Yeah.
You think you better than us now, huh? No, I'm just trying to do what the Lord say to do.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly, bro.
But you're taking it as an offense. The truth. Didn't the scripture says don't be offended in the truth?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And that's what they are. Yeah.
That's I was shy. I said, blessed is he who is not offended in me.
Exactly.
Like you mentioned the measuring stick. What is a measuring stick called? It's called a ruler.
Yep.
That's how you judge.
There you go.
You know, you judge with a ruler. You judge when you measure something. That means you're weighing something. You're trying to find the right whether you cutting something, you're trying to get the right angle, the right inches, length. You're judging by using that ruler.
Right.
You know, and that's how we, you know, by these scriptures, this is how we judge what's good and what's evil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we call this Bible, this is our navigation tool. This is how we navigate on the planet. This is our manual, if you will. Like when you buy a new car, it comes with a manual.
Yeah.
This is our manual to live on the planet. Okay.
Hey, they even have a acronym for the word Bible.
Oh yeah.
Basic instruction before leaving Earth.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. That's right, bro. Yeah. And that's our instruction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why all this shit be happening to our people, because they're not following those instructions. Okay? It says back in Matthew 7:13, it says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that which go in thereat." And we used to teach on the street Broadway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And majority of the people in this world, that's where they're going. They're going down the Broadway. The things that are fashionable, the things that are put on a pedestal, things that are uplifted, that's the Broadway. Okay, what the majority of the people are doing. Okay, and see, that's why a lot of our people, they don't, identify what we're about, because, they can't identify going down that straight gate, because,
exactly.
And it's called the straight gate because not many people are doing this. This is the road less traveled. Okay, people don't want to walk down this road, because this road you're gonna be, you're gonna have to deal with being looked at crazy. People are gonna ridicule you. Okay, talk shit about you,
and you have to watch yourself.
Yeah,
you have to watch what the fuck you doing.
Exactly.
Okay,
that's the main thing.
Okay,
that's the main.
You just can't do anything you want to do.
Yeah,
and that's why nobody want to come into this truth, because they know they gotta. Oh, I gotta straighten up.
Yeah,
you gotta change. Exactly. Yeah. You have to make a sacrifice, because the Lord is going to sacrifice for us. He already sacrificed his life for us. When he got on that cross, he sacrificed for us to get this salvation that's coming.
Right.
Okay? And we have to sacrifice him. We have to make our bodies a living sacrifice.
Yep.
Okay?
That's right. Because it's going to come down to that time, man, where our faith is going to be tested on a whole nother level. It don't matter. That's really it's not gonna matter how we feel. It's gonna be like, hey man, we gotta obey what the word said, man.
Exactly.
It's either that or, because what the Lord bring in the judgment, the Lord is gonna bring. Esau is not gonna be able to trump that. Esau can't. Remember what the Lord said: don't fear him that can destroy the body. Fear him that can destroy the body and spirit in hell. So. That's what we should be fearing. We're not supposed to put our fear in man. Our fear is supposed to be towards Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man.
Yep.
Okay? All right.
And that's where our fear is.
Yep.
We fear the Lord. That's why we don't... We watch what we say.
Yeah.
We watch what we do. We don't dare go off the doctrine,
Right.
Talking about everybody can make it.
Right.
All them type of madness. The chip, the RFID is not the MOT to the B.
Right.
It's something else.
Right.
We don't dare do that, man.
Right.
Okay?
That's right.
We fear the Lord.
That's right, bro. That's where everything starts with. It starts with fearing the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When that fear of the Lord is not present, that's when that's dangerous. That's a dangerous place to be.
It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Exactly.
That's when you get wise.
Exactly. You'll be wise to fear the Lord.
Yeah. Okay.
It says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And that's Lord willing, we're a part of that.
Yep.
Because, when you look at, just for brothers out there, us being in the faith, right? Starting with our apostles, elders on down. Who's really living like us? Who's really actually seeking out the Lord? Who's really taking time out of their day to pray to the Lord, to actually get into the Lord's word, to even, to start following the dietary laws to the best of our ability? We know a lot of this shit is defiled, but it's the intent.
That's it.
It's the Lord's looking for that sincere. If you sincere about this thing, man, that's what the Lord is looking at. Because a lot of our people are full of shit. A lot of our people will sit there and tell tell you that how much they love the Lord, but then when you start bringing the scriptures out on, okay, this is how you love the Lord. You supposed to keep His commandments. You supposed to keep His ways. You're not supposed to be eating pork.
Right.
Okay, you're not supposed to be getting tattoos. Okay, you're not supposed to be out here committing adultery. You know, just to name a few things. And then all of a sudden, Jake like, nah, that don't sound right. But so what, nigga? Just because it don't sound right to you, don't mean it's not the truth.
Right. Well, some brother came up. I don't know who it was, and came up and said, "Oh, y'all had me until y'all said you can't eat no pork." You know, come on now.
Yeah, bro.
Come on now.
Yeah, bro.
And these laws are not grievous.
Right.
The laws are meant to make you walk upright, to preserve yourself. That's why the Lord is going to write these laws, statutes, and commandments on our inward part. That way we're going to do what? We're going to live forever, man.
Yeah.
For eternity.
Yep.
That's how great these laws are.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. That's why I said it leads unto life, man.
It leads unto life.
You know, because we see it, man, by keeping these instructions, following these instructions in the scriptures. We see the benefits of doing that.
Right.
We can see, like, by following that dietary law and applying what the scriptures say as far as moving it in this society, we can see the dangers that we avoid by being obedient unto the Lord. We can see all the situations the Lord delivered us from by simply being obeying His word.
Yeah.
You know, so we not just sitting here. We ain't just, you know, running off at the mouth. Brothers got testimonies, man. Of being in certain situations and the Lord coming through for brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because brothers are being obedient to the word of the Lord. You know, it's so many different things. You know, brothers always seeing 144. You know, those are spiritual confirmations.
Exactly.
You know, now the average mind, they'll be like, man, these guys are crazy. You know, or you can think that way, man. But we're going to see when all hell breaks loose, all you people out there that be talking shit, scoffing, it's not too many of y'all scoffing anymore either, because y'all see what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
You know?
They're not talking about the RFID chip like that no more. Remember, what was his name? Bakwash?
Oh, yeah.
What was his name?
Bakwash.
Bakwash and shit had the I got the chip.
Yeah, I got the chip.
Put a chip on his...
Put a barbecue chip, potato chip, one of them shits. He put it on his hand, mocking, thinking he's being funny. But now, we're in a time where that's becoming common knowledge now, man. You know, you can't go to no store, right? And not, people ask you, hey, man, you got a chip, just tap your chip right there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Even though it's in the card, but you know, eventually they're going to have it in your hand.
Yeah.
They're going to put it in your hand or your forehead, you know, because we're in the age of everything going digital, man.
Yep.
Okay? Hell, you go to some places and you pull cash out, they look at you like, what the fuck you still walking around with cash on?
Yep.
You know? So, you people that, all right, man, keep believing in that, man.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I got some. This is Jeremiah 4:22. It's like it 4:22. It says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children."
Sottish means stupid.
Yep.
You children of Israel are stupid, man.
That's
why the whole world, all these other nations, treat you like shit, because they know that they can get away with it because you stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. When they see somebody that's not stupid, one of us that's not stupid, they change, their whole attitude changes.
Yeah.
Okay. Case in point, I went in this gas station. It was over on 54th and Crenshaw, right? And went in there, and the guy, when I went in, he's gonna tell me, Assalamu alaikum, okay? And he back there, a rat, okay, a rat back there.
Right.
He gonna tell me, and so I went and got what I need to get, and I went to. I was like, why you tell me Assalamu alaikum? How come you didn't tell me Shalom like your people do? How come you don't tell me Assalamu alaikum?
Right.
You know, as if I'm an Arab. Do I look like an Arab to you?
Right.
I ain't no Arab, you know. This is what you do to our people, huh?
Right.
I was like, I was like, if you want to know, I'm a Jew. Oh, you a Jew, huh? I was like, and he had the Torah back there, you know, and he was like, well, if you're a Jew, you could read this. I was like, okay, give it to me. And then I went in there. It was all in Assyrian script, right? So I went in there and found the Most High's name. Right? I was like, what's this name? Oh, I can't say that. I said, exactly. You can't say it because you're not one of us. But I can say that name. But you can't say that name.
Right.
Fucked him up. Yeah. I stood there and talked to him so long he came from behind the glass to walk me out. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? See stuff like that, man. You know, because the average Jake wouldn't have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? The average Jake be like, he would have probably said Salaikum Salam.
Exactly.
Some bullshit like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's why, if you notice in these movies, when they have these Jakes play these Muslim characters, it's always in a mockery way. It's always in a way to make fun, because that shit is a joke.
It's a joke.
You know? All right, it says, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. You know, and that's why a majority of our people are destroyed. You know, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Yep.
You know, because Jake don't know the ways of the Lord, and Jake don't want to know the ways of the Lord. So the Lord has rejected the majority of our people. That's why the majority of our people, they're subject. I mean, we go through shit, but the Lord be fucking the 2/3 up, man.
Fucking them up heavy, bro.
Because you just had that young Jake in Mississippi. He went missing over the 4th of July weekend. And, you know, they discovered his body on Monday, you know, and nobody knows what happened.
Right.
You know, but here it is. Let that shit be another switch. Let it be a white boy, so-called white man,
hanging with
a bunch of Jakes, and he end up going missing. They're gonna have a manhunt.
No shit. All three of those black boys and shit, them and their whole family gonna get it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's how they do in Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi. Okay.
That's right, bro. Cause you know they're gonna have Jake face plastered all over the fucking place,
all
man.
Over the place,
demonizing the fuck out of Jake. Even when Jake get killed, the first thing they do is go on Jake's background. Oh,
he was this and he was that. He deserved that. You know.
You know what I'm saying? But that's goes to show you the who's in power. Yeah. Because Esau has the power to create whatever narrative he wants to create. But see, the Lord got him in a trick bag. You know what I mean? Because all that shit he's doing, like because he wants to demonize the prophets. You know, but it's all going to backfire at the end of the day, because who's going to be the one that's going to justify the men of the Lord? Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Exactly.
You know, he said, I'll give you a word that your enemies won't be able to gainsay nor resist. Yeah. You know, I'll give you a mouth that that these motherfuckers can't gainsay nor resist. You know, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Yep. Because it ain't of us.
And then when the enemy come in like a flood, what the Lord gonna do?
Oh yeah, he gonna live up a standard. That's that spiritual power.
Exactly. So you know that's why we not worried, man. We come out here and we push this word in truth and sincerity, man. Okay. That's right. The way that the Lord intended it to come out. You know, we're not trimming our ways to seek no love. You know, we don't care if you love us or not. You know, we don't care about that. We the one who we care about that love us is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know.
That's right.
That's who we care if they love us. Okay?
That's right.
I got something right
Go ahead, brother.
This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, prepare thy soul for temptation.
And notice the first thing it says, my son.
Yep.
Okay, who are the sons of the Lord? Israelites. Okay, he said, my son, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So that's off the bat. Now, when you read Hebrews, the 12th chapter, it speaks about whom every son the Lord receiveth, he scourged it.
Right.
He chastises him. Every son he received. So if you are called into this thing, you're gonna be chastised by the Lord. That means you're a son. Mm-hmm. You're not a bastard.
Right.
Okay? Because see, the 2/3, like you look at a lot of these 2/3, right? Jake just out here wilding. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like they get away with sometimes they get away with that shit. But really, that's the Lord showing that the 2/3 right now are bastards.
Yeah.
Because the Lord ain't gonna chastise them like he gonna chastise us, because we know better.
Right.
So we held to a higher standard.
Oh, that's not what that called me.
That's a spirit. But the Lord gonna hold us to that standard,
Mm-hmm.
And we ain't gonna be able to get off the hook with the Lord, man. Because the Lord gonna be like, hey man, you already knew what it was. He said those that knew, and those that go back in the world that knew the Lord's will, they're gonna be beaten with many stripes.
Right.
Exactly. Just because you knew. That's why it's imperative to be humble. Let me get all puffed up, because that's a quick ticket out of here, man. That's a quick ticket, and we seen it over the years, man. A lot of dudes come in this thing, they get proud, puffed up, because they learn a few scriptures, they able to memorize things, they're able to retain a whole bunch of precepts. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them dudes, they when it comes to spiritualness, being spiritual, a lot of them dudes is light, slow as hell, man. All these scriptures, but you always in some fucked up predicaments, man. And you bring those predicaments upon yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sitting there looking at, like, brothers is the problem. No, nigga, you the fucking problem, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what the Lord is showing us, man, in his faith, in his walk.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, hold on. I had texted that, brother.
I got something while you this is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1. It says, again, the word of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. And that's what we're doing spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an actual trumpet in our hand. A trumpet is just a representation of sounding an alarm.
Right.
We're warning you. We're telling you, hey, the Lord's getting ready to destroy this land, which is that sword. The sword represents destruction. Mm-hmm. The Lord's getting ready to bring destruction on this place. And it's going to be a series of plagues and punishments the Lord's going to bring on this society before he releases that final judgment, which is those missiles. So if you don't want to get caught up in that, these are the things that you have to do.
Right.
These are the things that we all have to do. Okay? Because if we don't live up to what the Lord wants us to do, we're going to be a part of those judgments that the Lord is going to bring on this place, man.
Right. Exactly. Because the Lord said what? Give them warning from me.
Yep.
You say if that wicked man does wickedness, right?
Yep.
And you gave him warning, then his blood is going to be off your hand. But if you didn't give him warning,
mm-hmm.
then his blood, I will require your hand.
Right.
Speaking to the prophets, So we have a mission, we have an assignment.
Right.
That the Lord gave us.
Yep.
Okay, and it's serious. Okay?
Mm-hmm. That's right. And we all got to walk that line, man, because
got to.
Ain't no that hypocrisy that ain't gonna fly with the Lord, man.
Mm-mm.
You can't be one way. You on the highways and byways. We on the highways and byways. We bringing the word out, but then when the cameras go off, we act in the complete opposite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord sees everything, man. That's why the brother said, man, that fear of the Lord got to be there, man.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't have that fear, when that fear of the Lord is not present, that's a scary thing, man.
Man.
Okay, and we don't want to be in that mode, thinking, being confident in the plain way. You just thinking you got it,
Yeah, you getting a catch-22.
Right.
The Lord got you. Got you with delusion. You're delusional, thinking that you're controlling your own way. What does it say in Proverbs 20 and 24?
Yep, man's goings of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way?
Exactly. So the things that you're doing, everything that you do is of the Lord, whether he got you going off or he got you on. You know, you have to pray to the Lord that he keeps you on, you know, in a way that's conducive to salvation.
Right.
You know? And not conducive to damnation.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because the Lord is the real trickster, you know. He could trick your ass real quick. Thinking you got it. Look at Nate. Look at Nate. Nate think he got it.
Right.
Why? Because he got millions.
Right.
Money ain't gonna help you in those days.
No.
Okay, you got. This is the thing that pissed me off about them. They got Christ on their goddamn shirts and all their paraphernalia. Christ this, Christ that.
Right.
The fuck that? What the fuck is that?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You supposed to be pushing the name Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. How come it's not Israel united in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai? Why is it not that?
Right.
Or you want to use Christ? Why is it not Israel united in Yahweh Shai?
Right.
Okay? You giving this devil, that's who Christ is.
Right.
This fucking Edomite, man. Cesare Borgia.
Yeah.
That's who people think of when they hear that name.
Exactly.
They don't think of Yahweh Shai.
No.
Okay? So you pushing that vibration.
Right.
Okay, and you think you're in good case.
Right.
But you're not. The Lord is coming, man.
That's right, bro.
Well, you can't mock the Lord. That's mockery of the Lord.
Right.
Mocking his name. You gonna put Israel and then Christ, what's that, a Greek?
Right.
So Greek?
Right.
So was the Lord Greek?
No.
Okay, he had a Greek name? Okay?
Right.
Yeah, bro.
And here it is, you know that why they're doing it. You know, because they doing it for that payola.
For that payola, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And they, like you said earlier, you can't serve the Lord in mammon.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So they showing who their Lord is, who they're serving. You know, it's plain as day. Those that know, that can see, they'll know that as well.
Yeah.
You know. All right. It says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. And see, we're blowing that trumpet. We're not sitting here putting Jake back to sleep. We're not sitting here, you know, doing all these damn gimmicks, trying to have a worldly friendly doctrine, so we'll get all these numbers. Man, the Lord don't care about none of that, man. The Lord is only looking for few faithful souls. Okay? The Lord don't need a whole bunch of people. Okay? All the Lord wants is obedience, man. If it's a small number of people, so be it. You know, even though we know eventually, you know, later down the line, the 2/3 are going to come back through the loins of the elect. All Israel is going to be forgiven at the end of the day. Exactly. But we don't want to, I don't want, you know, none of us don't want to feel that wrath of the Lord when the Lord returns, man. That's not something none of us should want to experience, man, because that's going to be a shameful thing, man. You know, Jake gonna get over it, man. You know, we want to be those men that stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
You know, we don't want to just be going through this in vain. You know. All right, it says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. You see that? And like you was giving that account when you were younger, and you quoted this scripture. You know, this is not much more now. You know, being in this truth, you know, knowing the ways of the Lord, knowing the truth, what the Bible is talking about. You have insight the average person doesn't have right now.
Yep.
So that's a great responsibility that comes with that. This ain't something that should be taken lightly, man. You know, the things that you know, the things that we know, right? These are things that the Lord has entrusted us with to go out there. Don't matter how we look to these people, we don't give a damn about what these people think. Okay, because at the end of the day, we speaking the Lord's word. We're not speaking our words. We speaking words that's coming out of the Bible.
Right.
Okay, and how they feel is how they feel. Same like during the time of Moses, when Moses told the Lord, like, I'm a man of I'm slow of speech, right? Stammering lips.
Yeah.
What did the Most High say? He said, "Who made man's mouth? You know, who made all this? You think I can, the Most High basically told Moses, like, man, I can do whatever I want.
Exactly.
If I told you to go speak my word, I don't give a damn if you say you slow of speech, stammering lips. He said, all right, I'll send Aaron, your brother Aaron, with you. But Moses did what the Lord told him to do. He was obedient at the end of the day.
Right.
Okay? Because he understood that the Most High was more powerful than the Pharaoh. Okay? Any power that's on this earth, these leaders that thinking they're invincible, they ain't nothing new. The scriptures say ain't nothing new under the sun. Right. That mindset is nothing new about that.
Right.
You always had a king or a ruler that came about that had that mentality. Like, can't nobody bring me down. I'm the most powerful in all them history.
Right.
And he's getting ready to do the same thing to Babylon the Great, America. Yeah. This shit gonna be history.
Yep.
Look
what he did to Nebuchadnezzar.
Right. Turn that nigga into a beast.
A beast. Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna just read one more verse. It says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, this is the point. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
Yep.
So, like he said above, those that don't take heed to the trumpet, the sound of the trumpet, the warning, they're going to be taken in their own iniquity, right? And their blood's going to be on their own head. But it says if the watchman doesn't blow the trumpet, the Lord is going to hold the watchman accountable.
Yeah. Because
you're not warning the people. You can be out there on the highways and byways teaching Jake, but you're not warning them of what's, like you was mentioning with the chip. You telling them the famine. You telling them all nations can make it. Okay, you teaching all these lies, this bullshit. You're not warning them.
Right.
Okay. So the Lord, when those Jakes receive their judgment, that blood is gonna be on you. Because you're not really warning, you're not preparing Jake for the time that's getting ready to go down.
Right.
You're not preparing them spiritually, mentally, because it's about to get crazy out here, man. We can't stress that enough. Words can't put it into justice.
You can't.
What's getting ready to happen, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not in that mode when all this go down, you're gonna be through out here, man.
That's why what I was reading, that's why this is so important.
Yeah.
You finished with that?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is back at Ecclesiastes 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yep. Prepare your soul from temptation. Prepare your soul for temptation, man.
Yep.
And you're gonna be tried.
Yeah.
It's gonna be moments in his faith. You're gonna be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're gonna be finding yourself like, Lord, why is this happening?
Because the Lord is testing to see what manner of person you are.
Right.
Whether you gold, silver, or stubble.
Exactly.
That's gonna go through the fire. We know what happens with gold and silver. And what happens to stubble? Okay, stubble is wiped away.
Yep.
Gold and silver is purified.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's what the Lord is doing.
Yeah.
Through all the things He put you through, you're being tested.
Yeah.
Okay.
And gold and silver is looked at as what? It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
So it's beautiful in the sight of the Lord when we in that fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the majority of these people out here, right? And they live in their life, how they live in their life. Like we always talking about this at camp, like with these celebrities, right? These guys that sold out, they got all these millions of dollars, but look at their continents. They dark as hell, okay? And then they got all this money so they can feed whatever vice, addiction that they have, and they look like shit.
Yeah.
You know, brothers look better than these celebrities out here, man. These motherfuckers got millions of dollars and they look like shit.
Yep.
You know, if they not a professional athlete, but even those athletes, you know, they put all these tattoos on their body, you know, looking like straight demons.
Yep.
You know, that's what this truth. That's why this thing is referred to as life, man. You know.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, "Set thy heart aright." And what is your heart?
That's your mind, man.
Your mind.
Because everything starts up here. You know, because that's why it's important, you know, to pray to the Lord, to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Sometimes you may have to fast.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because Satan, this is the main angle Satan like to attack. He like to attack up here.
Yeah.
Satan like to fuck with your head. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows that, you know, we all have a conscience. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gave us that conscience to let us know, because your conscience is supposed to let you know, hey, man, I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Let me get back on track. But what Satan does, Satan gonna do the opposite. Yeah. Satan gonna try to condemn you in your conscience. You ain't no man, Lord. Look at you. You know?
It says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure."
Constantly endure. So we constantly gonna be going through something. You know what I mean? I don't mean like a non-stop, but it's always gonna be a situation there. It's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be that fork in the road at some point.
Right.
You're gonna have to deal with. You know, is that gonna be that thing that's gonna stop you from moving forward, or are you gonna do it like the other ones? You know, you gonna bogart through it. Go ahead, bro.
It says, make not haste in time of trouble."
Right. Make not haste. That's somebody that's impulsive.
Yep.
You know, just like when you was a child and you might have been begging your parents, like, hey, man, when dinner gonna be ready? I mean, sit down, man. Dinner gonna be ready when it's ready. You know? And it's the same thing with us. You know, we gotta wait on the Lord. We can't do shit without the Lord. You know? We ain't got no choice but to wait.
Yep, exactly.
Go ahead.
It says, "Cleave unto him," and that him is Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
"And depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end."
See that? So it's better to wait.
Yeah.
You know, because look at all these people that so-called living it up right now, right? Look at what the whole COVID shit, right? Before that whole COVID shit went down, a lot of people was living it up. A lot of people was doing good. You know, even though you had you know that struggle, but a lot of people was loving that period. Yeah. You know, and then when that shit came out of nowhere, left field, it ain't been the same since.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people are catching hell, man. A lot of people are getting evicted. Okay, a lot of people are, you know, just through out here, man. You know, go ahead.
"Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate."
See that? Patient, suffer. You know, and that's what the Lord is been doing with his men, you know, on small levels, you know, some more than others. But what we're getting ready to experience, you know, and down the pipe, it's gonna be on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Of trial and tribulation, man. You know? But guess what? The scriptures say he's not gonna put some things on
us that we
can't bear, man.
Yeah.
So that's the comforting part of that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of affliction."
Furnace of affliction.
Of adversity.
Yeah, furnace of adversity.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, when you look at Israel as a whole, you look at all our people, that's majority of our life here in Babylon, wherever land that we've been scattered, is adversity.
Yep.
You know, Jake then took music, created genres out of adversity. The blues. What do you think the blues is talking about? It's talking about the trials and tribulations of Jake.
Yep.
And Jake turned that into an art form.
Yep.
Same thing with rock and roll, hip hop. These are things that came out of adversity.
Yep.
You know, think about it, man. Some dudes, some Jakes, some brothers in New York City, a long time ago, came up with a format of how to do music, rhyming over some break beats, over some vinyls, and now this shit is worldwide. It's all over the place.
What about R&B?
R&B.
What does R&B stand for? You know,
rhythm and blues.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
And blues.
You know what I'm saying?
Even soul music,
right,
is a form of us pouring out our soul,
right,
into the music. You hear them songs, man. Them shits will make you cry.
Yeah. And hip hop took those different forms of music, and then they did it. They call them samples.
Mm-hmm.
They basically took those sounds, right, and they did it in a different format.
Mm-hmm.
They put it in a different format, but it still is carried over from the soul, the blues, the rhythm and blues, and they put it into that format. You know what I'm saying? And that music is influential. That music is nowhere you can go where you're not going to hear some kind of form of Jake's music, man.
Right.
It's just not going to happen, man.
And the hip hop was so heavy to whereas Esau came in and changed it, changed it to rap.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because hip hop was really about the streets and the struggle.
Yeah.
But rap is all about themselves and killing one another and all that kind of madness,
Right. Yeah. That's right, bro.
It says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him.
Right. Trust in him. That's the man. That can't be said enough. Trusting in the Lord, man.
Yep.
Because one thing this world teaches people is to trust in themselves.
Yep.
And the scriptures tell us the mind, the heart is desperately wicked.
Yep.
It's deceitful above all things. It's the heart.
Yep.
The mind. That's why I said let the Most High be true and every man a liar. You know, because that's what's going to justify the elect. Because the elect are speaking out of the words of the Lord. So the elect can't be a liar by default. Because when you're speaking out of the words of the Lord, there's no lie in that.
Yeah.
Okay. But those that try to add to the word and take away from the word, if you taking away from this book or you adding unto this book, the Lord gonna fuck you up. He gonna add you to those plagues. He gonna take you out of the book of life.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
You remember we was talking about the beginning of wisdom is fear of the Lord?
Yep.
That's what it's about to go into. It says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Right. Hope for his mercy.
Yep.
And that's what we hoping for. We hoping the Lord to have mercy upon us, man. We ain't sitting here puffing our chests up just knowing we just got it.
It said wait for his mercy.
Yeah, wait.
Wait for it.
We gotta wait.
It's coming.
You know?
When you waiting on something is coming.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
It says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him.
Yep.
And your reward shall not fail.
Your reward shall not fail because the Lord is faithful. That's why the Lord requires us to be faithful because he himself is faithful. You know? Go ahead.
It says, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good.
Hope for good.
And for everlasting joy and mercy.
Man.
Okay?
That's what we looking forward to, man.
Exactly.
Because we damn sure ain't got that in this world right now. You know?
Yeah.
You know, when shit, some brothers, when camp is over, some brothers got to go right to work from camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some brothers come into camp from work.
Yeah.
You know?
Some brothers got to leave camp early to go to work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know?
Some brothers come in late to camp because they just got off work.
Exactly. And we experienced that.
Yeah.
There was times I had to come straight to camp, straight from work.
Yep.
You know, still have my work shit on.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But that's how it is sometimes, you know.
Yep.
That's the grind. But we know it's all going to lead to the, you know, what we all building towards. It's all going to lead to that reward, man.
Yep.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
It says, Look at the generations of old and see if ever any trusted in the Lord and was not confounded.
Yeah,
and was confounded, Slock.
Did ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? No. Okay, there's plenty of examples in the scriptures that show that our foreparents that trusted in the Lord, you know, and then they was, and a lot of our foreparents, they was in some very difficult circumstances, you know, but yet they trusted in the Lord, and we see that we read all the time. We read about the outcome.
Right.
The Lord was always delivered them out of the enemy's hands. You know, the Lord always showed that He was with those that believed on Him. Go ahead.
Or did any abide in His fear
see that?
And was forsaken?
See, there go fear again. You know, fearing the Lord.
Yep.
Because when you fear the Lord, that's what that's going to do. That's going to keep you in line.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to keep you in line. Because it's just like when, you know, your parents used to tell you certain things, they told you in a stern manner to instill that fear in you.
Yeah.
Because they knew if they told you in that gentle way, you wasn't going to listen. So they had to tell you in a sternful manner. And sometimes they might have that belt. They might be swinging that shit. Like, you gonna do what I tell them, I'll fuck you up. And that's what the Lord do, you know? But see, that's the thing about the Lord. The Lord give you fair warning before He fuck you up. He ain't just gonna fuck you up. He gonna let you know, like, hey, like, this is the line right here. You cross this line, I'm gonna tear your ass up. All right, go ahead, bro.
Or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him?
Right. Who did the Lord ever despise? The Lord wants us to call upon Him.
Yep.
Why do you think He gave us the name? He gave the name unto Moses to give unto the children of Israel. Okay, but see, Jake is ungrateful. Jake want to be like the other nations. Jake want to have a king like the other nations. That's why the Lord said. That's why it says in the time of Judges, when Samuel, he said when he heard that Israel wanted a king, that displeased him, man. He said, man, what the fuck? What's wrong with y'all, man? But see, that's our people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even unto this day, we coming out of the Bible showing our people, hey, you know why this shit is happening to us is because you're not following after the commandments of the Lord. Exactly. And when we go into the scriptures telling them this is how we supposed to be living, Jake, nah, I ain't trying to hear all that. Okay, all right, nigga, you gonna continue to be fucked up out here. All right, go ahead, bro.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins.
And that only applied right now to the elect.
Yep.
You know, that don't apply to the 2/3 of Israel right now, because the Lord is judging these niggas. These niggas are getting lynched. Jake is still getting lynched in 2026. Okay, you see what the Lord is doing to the northern tribes over there in Cuba, Venezuela.
Yeah.
You know, Lord jacking their asses up.
Yep. It says, and saveth in time of affliction. So He not saving them.
Yep.
Here it is. Woe be to the fearful hearted, to the fearful hearts, and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways.
That's the napkin guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those that were afraid, didn't have no faith. That's pretty much what it's saying. Those that don't have no faith. Just easily just throw in the towel. Oh, fuck it. We can't. I might as well just give up.
You said no faith. That's what it's about to go into.
Yeah.
It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he hath believed not. See?
Yeah.
Therefore shall he not be defended.
That's right. Lord ain't gonna defend no faithless coward. You know? So, hey, that's the point is, who should we fear? Okay? Because Esau about to come with some shit, right? But again, who set Esau up? Who gave Esau that blessing? Who gave Esau this ability to rule the earth in violence? Okay? That's who we should be afraid of. Okay? Don't get it wrong. We in the flesh, of course, you know, we see like, damn, you know. But ultimately the spirit kick in like, wait a minute, man. Most High gave this nigga that shit, man.
Right.
You know, the Lord getting ready to take this motherfucker down. Esau's not as powerful as he think. The Lord's puffing him up, just like he did the ancient Pharaoh. Esau's the modern day Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, "Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do? What will ye do when the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall visit you?"
Yeah, what you gonna do, brother? Right? What you gonna do when the Lord visits your ass, man?
Yeah.
Okay, because there ain't gonna be no way, ain't no bribing the Lord. You know, like Esau in these courts, they got all these loopholes and shit. They got all these terms that they use among one another to escape wherever judgment that they're
supposed to get.
Yeah, that they're supposed to receive. You know, ain't no scapegoating with the Lord, man. Ain't no loophole with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. You gonna have to eat all that.
Yep.
You know, just like Jake, you throw the book at Jake and shit, you gonna get the book thrown at your ass, man.
Yep.
Literally, man. Double.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, "They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word." And his word is in all caps, in capital rather. "And they that love him will keep his ways." And that's the meaning of love. To keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord.
That's right, bro.
Say, "They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him." Okay? "And they that love him shall be filled with the law."
See that?
Yep.
And that's not Esau.
No. Not at all.
Go ahead.
"They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight."
That's right.
And that's what's wrong with Jake. Jake is not humble. You know, they're not humble enough to take the word that's coming from the Lord, from the prophets, you know.
Right.
Only God can judge me. Okay, well, he gonna judge your ass.
That's right. They don't even understand the Most High judging their ass when the Lord sends his prophets out there.
Yeah.
That's a part of the Lord judging you. Because the Lord, like I said, the Lord ain't just gonna send his prophets first.
Yeah. Like Moses.
Yep.
They talked that shit to Moses, and then Moses like, all right, then, well, the Lord comes, and then the Lord just cleared his throat and shit. And then oh no, Moses, oh shit, fuck that, Moses. You could tell us anything now.
That's right.
Moses didn't do nothing, just cleared his throat like that. Yeah. You know, and they were scared as shit.
Or even when Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, when they rose up against Moses, the Most High was putting Jake to death.
Yep.
You know, the Most High actually told Moses and Aaron, he said, man, get away from these people. You know? So they had to atone for Jake, you know, because the Most High was mad. You know, when the Most High get angry, motherfuckers get put to death.
Yep.
You know?
And this is it, though. It says, "They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy."
That's right.
And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for his mercy, man. That's why we're trying to do, with all our power, do everything that he wants us to do.
Yep.
Okay?
That's right, brother.
And if we slip and fall, we're repenting, man. We're sorry for it, man.
Right.
Okay?
Right. That's right, bro.
We're sorry for that, man. Excuse me, Yahweh Shemi. I ain't mean to do that.
That's right.
I don't want to do that.
That's right.
I don't want the Lord to have no quarrel with me.
Right.
For it is a fearful thing
to
fall into the hands of the living power, because nobody can save you from him.
Hell no.
When he has his eye out for you, you're done.
That's it.
It's over.
That's right. And that's what it all goes back to, the fear of the Lord.
Yep. That's it right there.
So was that it?
Yeah, that's it on that. Yeah.
Did you have anything else?
Nah, bro. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, man. That's something you was wanting to put out there for you brothers out there, you sisters as well. Stay strong, man. Keep fighting.
Yep.
And always keep that healthy fear of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. So with that, we're gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushes word, truth, sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.